October 2025 Visa Bulletin Predictions, Green Card Reset Explained. Your go-to source for U.S. immigration news, visa updates, and in-depth policy analysis. October is always one of the most critical months in the U.S. immigration calendar, and 2025 is no exception. This is the time when the new fiscal year begins, and with it, fresh visa numbers are released. That annual visa number reset directly affects both family-based and employment-based categories, sometimes opening the door for significant advancements in green card processing, and other times leaving backlogs stalled. In this video, we're going to analyze the October 2025 Visa Bulletin predictions in detail. We'll cover where the Visa Bulletin left off in September, expert forecasts for both family and employment categories, and what these changes could mean for your immigration case. Make sure to watch until the end, because October often brings the biggest opportunities of the year for applicants in multiple categories. Why October matters. Let's start by talking about why October is such a big deal. October marks the start of the U.S. government's fiscal year, and that's when the Department of State, DOS, allocates new green card numbers across every preference category. This annual reset impacts priority dates, the final action dates chart, and the dates for filing chart. Historically, October is the month with the most forward movement in the Visa Bulletin. If you're waiting for your priority date to become current, whether for employment or family sponsorship, this is the month you cannot afford to ignore. September 2025 recap. Before diving into October's predictions, let's quickly review where things stood in September 2025. Employment-based categories were particularly tight. EB-2 worldwide was stuck at September 1st, 2023. EB-3 worldwide stood at April 1st, 2023. EB-4 was completely unavailable due to exhausting all allocated visa numbers. For backlogged countries, the situation was even more challenging. EB-2 India remained stalled around 2012 to 2013. EB-2 China hovered near 2020 to 2021. EB-3 India sat at around 2013 to 2014 with little change. Family-based categories also showed limited advancement. F1, F3, and F4 barely moved. Mexico and the Philippines faced particularly long delays. The only bright spot was F2A, which saw small but steady forward progress. Predictions for family-based categories. Now, let's talk about what's expected in October 2025 for family-based categories. With new visa numbers being released, we should see modest forward movement, not dramatic jumps, but every bit of progress matters for families stuck in the backlog. F1, for unmarried adult children of U.S. citizens, could advance by 1 to 2 months worldwide. The Philippines might see slightly stronger gains, while Mexico could progress by 6 to 8 weeks. F2A, for spouses and minor children of green card holders, remains one of the fastest-moving categories. We could see 2 to 3 months of advancement here, continuing to make it one of the most favorable options for family reunification. F2B, for unmarried adult children of permanent residents, will likely see slower movement, about 1 month forward globally, but Mexico could advance by up to 6 weeks. F3, for married sons and daughters of U.S. citizens, will likely remain mostly stagnant, with very little forward movement. Oversubscribed countries like Mexico and the Philippines will continue facing very long wait times. F4, for siblings of U.S. citizens, remains one of the most backlogged categories. We may see only a few weeks of progress, but significant movement is unlikely this month. Predictions for employment-based categories. The employment-based green card categories usually feel the biggest impact of October's reset. Here's what the predictions are showing. EB1, expected to remain current for most countries. For China, advancement could reach late 2022 or early 2023. For India, we may see progress up to March or April 2022. EB2, worldwide could move forward into November or December 2023. China may advance into early 2021. India remains heavily retrogressed, likely around mid-2013. EB3, worldwide might advance into mid or late 2023. China could reach early 2021. India may see slight progress to late 2013, but nothing major. EB4, after being unavailable in September, EB4 4 is predicted to reopen in October. Experts forecast it will reset to around early 2021, covering religious workers and other special immigrant categories. EB5. Stable overall. Worldwide is expected to remain current. China likely stays near 2016. India should remain around 2020. The big question, dates for filing. One of the most important unknowns heading into every October is whether USCIS will allow the use of the dates for filing, DFF, chart for adjustment of status applications. If dates for filing is authorized, thousands of applicants will be able to submit their I-485 adjustment of status applications immediately. This means early access to EAD work permits and advanced parole travel documents, even while waiting for the final green card approval. Historically, USCIS sometimes allows this in October, but not every year. Applicants are eagerly awaiting official confirmation, which usually comes right at the start of the fiscal year. What this means for applicants. So, what does all of this mean if you're waiting in line? For employment-based applicants, EB-1 and EB-2 worldwide candidates could see the best movement of the year, making this an ideal time to prepare your documents and be ready to file. For family-based applicants, even small movements in categories like F1, F2B, and F3 are important steps forward after years of slow progress. If dates for filing opens up, the ability to file early could transform your case, giving you immediate interim benefits like work and travel authorization while your case processes. Retrogression warnings. It's important to stay realistic. The Department of State has warned that retrogression, or dates moving backward, is possible in the EB-2 and EB-3 categories later in the year. Why? Demand remains extremely high, and if visa numbers are used up faster than expected, the government may need to pull back the dates to stay within the annual limits. This means applicants should file as soon as they become eligible. Keep all documents ready for quick submission. Monitor updates closely, especially in the first few months of the fiscal year. Final thoughts. Here's the October 2025 outlook in a nutshell. Employment-based. EB-1 remains largely current. EB-2 and EB-3 will inch forward for most countries, with India and China seeing slower movement. EB-4 reopens near 2021. EB-5 stays mostly stable. Family-based. Slight forward movement in F1, F2B, and F3, with F2 a leading progress. Mexico and the Philippines continue to experience long backlogs. Dates for filing. The wild card that could unlock thousands of early applications if authorized. October is hands down the most important month in the immigration year. If you've been waiting, this is the time to stay alert, prepare your case, and act quickly when your priority date becomes current. Thanks for watching this October 2025 Visa Bulletin Predictions Breakdown. As soon as the official October Visa Bulletin is released, we'll post a complete, detailed analysis, so make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a critical update. Stay informed, stay prepared, and we'll see you in the next video.